The gentleman will provide a translation of his remarks. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Graves, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last year there were over 60,000 police officers that were assaulted in the line of duty. Over 60,000 were assaulted. 295 of those officers died. This year already, we've had 123 police officers that have been shot. This is National Police Week. This is the time when we need to reflect upon the difference between total chaos in our community and civilized order, holding people accountable for the crimes that they commit, ensuring that we're not defunding the police, but we're lifting up the police, that we're holding these peacekeepers in our prayers and their families. Mr. Speaker, on July 17th of 2016, we had 5 police officers, my hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, shot. Brad Garafello, Matthew Gerald, and Montrell Jackson died that day. They died. Bruce Simmons and Brad Montgomery were both injured. Nick Touye was an East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputy. Nick took 3 bullets, one to the head, one to the chest, and one to the abdomen. Every single medical professional, doctor's nurse, hospital official, everyone said that he wasn't going to make it through the rest of that day, July 17th. 6 years later, nearly, Nick Touye was still fighting for his life. He sat there for 2,119 days. 2,119 days. With his father James and his mother Mary by his side. Fighting, and Nick was unbelievable. This shooting was designed to rip our community apart. It was designed to attack law enforcement, to attack peacekeepers, to offend the police, to intimidate the police. And it did completely the opposite. Rather than ripping our community apart, it brought all of us together, no matter political party, race, socioeconomic situation, neighborhood. Everyone came together in support of these officers, their families, their departments, and what they did, their sacrifice. These people are underpaid, overworked, and every single day when they leave the house, kissing loved ones, kissing dependents, because it may be the last time they come home. Mr. Speaker, Nick Touye, he didn't let the evil win. He didn't let the bad guys win. Nick was completely a fighter. And he sat there and against all odds, he refused to let death prevail. The inspiration that Nick gave to our entire community, to our state, these bracelets, you saw them all over the place. Pray for Nick Touye, or Nick Touye Strong. Even the president signed a note to him a few years ago. And it was a rallying cry for our community. Mr. Speaker, the numbers that we've seen this year alone in not lifting up the police, supporting these peacekeepers, but rather disrespecting them, it is absolutely inexcusable. These people, I can't say it enough, they put their lives on the line for our communities so we can be safe. Nick Touye fought and he beat that evil. He defied all odds. But sadly, on Tuesday of this week, he was buried. After 6 years of fighting death, of saying no, of upholding good, of bringing our community together. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the amazing work of his parents again, Mary and James Touye, every single day at his side, making it clear to Nick that not just they were there for him, but the entire community was, that their boundless love for this man, it was so clear to him throughout this process. So clear. I want to thank his sons, Trenton and Gage, and I want to remind you, your father was a role model for our community. To his brothers, Jamie and Shannon, please don't let the void that Nick's passing to the Father has created, do not let that become a void here on earth. Continue his mission, the Nick Touye Foundation, St. Jude, and others. Mr. Speaker, in closing, I just want to say, The difference between chaos and order is what our peacekeepers do. Underpaid, underappreciated, overworked. These are great people. We cannot allow this trend of seeing an increase in shootings, over 60,000 attacks against our law enforcement officers last year alone. We cannot allow this to continue. Yield back.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. Gomez, for 5 minutes.